السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أيها الطلبة الأعزاء من الصف 11 من العلوم والتجارة. My dear students, we have completed chapter number 1, and in today's video, inshallah, I'll discuss the exercises and some points related to grammar. So first exercise is Ajib alal as'ilati taliya. Ajib alal as'ilati taliya means answer the following questions. First, try to understand the questions. Okay, aina taqa'ul qal'atul hamra. Taqa'u, waqa'a, yaqa'u means to situate, and you know the meaning of aina. Aina means where. So where did read for situate, or where is the read for situated? The answer will be taqa'ul qal'atul hamra fi wasti Dihli. Second question is fi ayyi janibin min hadhihi al-qal'ati yaqa'ul babul lahori. في أي جانب من هذه القلعة يقع الباب اللاهوري. في أي جانب, جانب means side, أي means which, من هذه القلعة from this fort. Okay, in which side of this fort the gate of Lahori is situated? The answer is في جانب الشمالي. Third question is Ma kana ismu arshil imbiratur. Ma kana ismu arshil imbiratur. Kana means was, is name, arsh means throne, imbiratur emperor. What was the name of emperor's throne? Its name was Takhte Taus. Fourth question is Mada kana yaf'alul imbiratur fi diwanil aam. Fi diwanil aam. Fa'ala yaf'alu means to work, to do anything. And again same phrase kana with fele muzare, so it will be translated as past continuous tense. What was emperor doing in Diwane Aam? Diwane Aam, special office or special diwan. He used to judge people's matter. Okay, last question is Mambana Moti Masjid fil Qalatil Hamra. Bana yabni means to build. Moti Masjid fil Qalatil Hamra. Who did build Moti Masjid in Red Fort? Who did it? Aurangzeb. So this question and answer, see please carefully. First question is Aina taqa'ul qal'atul hamra. Aina taqa'ul qal'atul hamra. The answer is taqa'ul qal'atul hamra'u fi wasti Dihli. في أي جانب من هذه القلعة يقع الباب اللاهوري. الباب اللاهوري يقع في جانب الشمالي من هذه القلعة. Next question is ما كان اسم عرش الإمبراطور. كان اسم عرش الإمبراطور تخت طاؤوس. ماذا كان يفعل الإمبراطور في الديوان العام؟ كان الإمبراطور يجلس فيه للقضاء في أمور الناس. Okay, next من بنى موتی مسجد في القلعة الحمراء. Aurangzeb بنا موتی مسجد في القلعة الحمراء. My dear students, see carefully. I want to discuss one point here. Mambana ba nun ya. Okay, Mambana ba nun ya. And Moti Masjid, Moti, Mim, Waw, Ta, Ya. What is the difference between these two words? If you see carefully, you can find out that Bana ya doesn't have nukta, okay, but moti, ya is having nukta. You can see here. So what is the difference? The difference is, please try to keep in your mind this rule of Arabic language, that if before ya zabar is there, fatha is there, that ya will not have nukta. That ya will not have nukta. And if before ya zer is there, okay, jar is there, that ya will have nukta. For example, you know, that is fi with nukta, okay, but when you used to write ala, it is without nukta. Understood? If it is Ali, then it will be written like this, Ali with nukta, but ala without nukta. You can see here, fi before ya zer is there, that's why that ya is having nukta, but here before ya lam is having fataha, zabar, that's why ya is not having nukta. So this is small rule, but try to keep in your mind. Understood? So exercise number 1 we have completed. Now exercise number 2 is istakhrij khamsata af'alim min hadha ad-dars wadhkur baba kulli wahidin minha. Wadhkur baba kulli wahidin minha. Istakhrij means find out or pick khamsata af'alin, 5 verbs from this chapter, and mention bab of every one of it. Okay, bab of all the af'als. What is the meaning of bab? What is the meaning of bab? First listen. In Arabic there are many shapes of verbs are there. Before understanding this, you should understand sometime a verb is having 3 letters, as here fa'ala, fa'ain, lam, fa'ala, okay, fa'ala, fa'ain, lam. So this verb, this is fi'l mazi, and fi'l mazi is having 3 letters, but sometime fi'l mazi has more than 3 letters. For example, akrama yukrimu, akrama yukrimu. Now you can see here hamza, kaf, ra, mim, that is also fi'l mazi, but it is having hamza, kaf, ra, mim, 4 letters. What does it mean? Sometime a verb will have 3 letters, sometime a verb has more than 3 letters, 4 letters. Okay, so the verb that is having 3 letters, that is called sulasi. Salasatun, from salasatun. Salasatun means 3. If a verb is having 3 letters, that is called sulasi. Got it? And if a verb is having more than 3 letters, it is called rubai. But before understanding rubai, now I have written here one verb, that is akrama yukrimu. Akrama yukrimu, that is not rubai, but just one word I use, that is sulasi, 3-letter verb. Now if any letter has been added at the beginning of this verb, at the middle or at the end, that is also sulasi, but that is called sulasi mazid fi. Mazid fi means something added, and if any letter has not been added at the beginning, in the middle or at the end, that is called sulasi mujarrad. What is called? Sulasi mujarrad. That is sulasi mujarrad, dal. And if any letter has been added it is called sulasi mazid fi. Mazid fi. Sorry few problem. I think you got it. Sulasi mujarrad dal is not being written here because of some problem, and mazid za, ya and dal, and fihi fa, ya and ha. So if a verb is having 3 letters, that is called sulasi mujarrad. Dal is there, but it is not being written because of some problem of my keyboard. So that is called sulasi mujarrad, and if any letter has been added, that is called sulasi mazid fi. Now the confusion is why we need to add few letters at the beginning of sulasi mujarrad, in the middle, or at the end. That you will know later. That grammar inshallah will come at the last of your textbook, but just try to understand one point here. Fa'ala yaf'alu, for example, fataha yaftahu. What does it mean? To open. To modify in its meaning, few letters will be added either at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. Got it? Whatever the meaning of sulasi mujarrad is, if you want to modify it, few letters will be added. For example, akrama yukrimu. I have written akrama yukrimu. If it is coming from sulasi mujarrad, it will be karuma yakrumu. Okay, karuma yakrumu. If without hamza is karuma yakrumu, its meaning is to be honorable. Okay, and if akrama yukrimu is there, its meaning will be to honor someone. Okay, so this type of modification in meaning, the verb is changed. For today, these much. Inshallah, remaining points of the second exercise, means grammar, I'll discuss in next video. If you are confused about any point that I discussed now, you can ask me any time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.